Hey guys, I am going to do a golf clash video for the rookie tournament, and I'm going to show you just basically how I have my club set up right now. I have Thors on for a little bit more accuracy over extra mile. I have Sniper and Saturn, and that's basically all that matters other than Thorn. Don't really use too much of the other one on this setup. Those are basically all your approaches. See where I'm going. Cannot play right now. I am doing tournament play. Let's see where we are here. There is some 25 unders. Let's see if we can do some holes here. Just a little slow getting an opponent here. I've been having good success as a rookie, but looks like the higher up in trophies you get. So I did just max Tour 9, and then I won one Tour 10 match. Very first match in Tour 10. Was able to win that. So that's all I have left to max is Tour 10 and 11. 10 I'm a little worried just because the way my clubs are, not the longest, not the most advanced. I'm a little worried about getting to the green on some holes and having guys get the eagle and then I can't because they have Apocalypse 4s. And oh, you know what it might be? It might actually be my Wi-Fi that I'm on. Let me drop that. Let me research for a game here. I bet you that's what. Certain Wi-Fis that you connect to, they won't find games. It'll just scroll and it won't tell you. Like, I don't know why. I've done that. I've jumped on some certain networks and, you know, they have all that blocked. Like apps like this. So let's see here. I have plenty of katanas that I just picked up as my rewards. I usually use just a tiny bit of top spin here. I'm going to try to back off just a tiny. I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry here. I'm going to back off just a tiny bit here. I'm going to go for kind of a little bit extra curl and all that good stuff. Like I said, better to be safe than sorry, so it's best to miss right here than it is to hit that rough on the left. So you're seeing me not get too overly aggressive. Just give yourself in position here to where you can actually have a fairway shot and maybe albatross. So nothing too fancy I did there. This guy has quarterback on. He's going to do the bounce shot. You can do the bounce shot here too. I recommend playing it the way that I do, downwind. How you're seeing me do it. It's a safe shot. Even if I was to miss and hit the rough, it might trickle out, be in the fairway. If you miss that island, chances are you'll be in the water. Just playing it a little bit safer. So I'm gonna extend my arrow, kind of estimate. So it looks like I might be down, maybe judging by my ring system, maybe five-ish yards there. This might just roll out. I might add just a touch, and I'm gonna try to get it pointed to where. See how it's kind of pointing at the hole is kind of what I'm going for here. I'm not going to do any... I was really late. I never even got my power set. It's probably coming in, and it's probably going to end up left. It'd be nice if it took the break and still got over there, but probably not going to. So, threw away the opportunity there by not being able to set my power and actually release there, because I didn't have enough time to let it go by again, so I had to just release. Not a big deal. You see, one of the things that I was doing there was pulling the shot arrow up to kind of just gauge how many rings. I was just trying to gauge the downwind. So at 4, it should push my ball at least 4 to 5 rings there for a sniper. So if I can pull the shot arrow up above max power, I can get like a gauge of how many rings of power that wind is adding. Even though I'm not using them for my shot, I'm just trying to gauge as to how much that wind was going to push it. So it looked like to me about 6 rings, and that's why I was trying to go a little bit past, just a touch. Let's see if this guy can get this shot. You see, he didn't use any power balls, nothing. He made this hole a lot harder than he had to, which is a little unfortunate. You're better off just using your balls, making sure you get that eagle. I mean, you don't want, having to force the issue costing you a stroke there. You see, the way I was playing it was super safe. I just kind of recommend taking advantage of stuff like that. So for this one, I like to lay back, just put it in this other fairway. Again, I'm probably going to use these katanas up. I just got these for the qualification bonus. So I like to do this, just kind of aim here more aggressively to the right, and then also do it with some curl and really get it around here to the right. So you'll see me playing the right side of this fairway. I like it over here. I like that if you slow roll your shot up there and miss right, sometimes it'll take the slope and it'll go in anyway. So you do have to have the speed kind of ideal for that to happen, but if you can get those those two variables, like speed plus like just about right, like it'll actually still feed and funnel into the hole. There's like a little glitch behind the hole that I'm sure you guys have seen. There's just a little hill, and if it hits that hill just right, it just sucks back into the hole. But you can only utilize that by missing to the right on your shot. And the farther right around that corner you get it, the easier you can hit that spot. I find it a lot easier to hit the spot over here than on the other side. So you see I'm pushing more short distance on. I'm kind of more towards min distance. So you're going to see me for my third hop, I'm going to try to basically bounce it kind of real close to the hole, because I don't expect to get any run out. And I'm right at kind of min distance a little bit. So you'll see what I'll do here is I'll try to do it with maybe 3 some rings per. So I'm only going to go just a touch over 1 ring here. I did get the perfect ball. Let's see if I can get this one, and I got it to drop. So decent start. This is the first time I've gotten this. I played this hole 3 times in qualifying, missed it all 3 times, so that's a little disappointing. Glad that I was finally able to get that one. You know, this guy's a little bit of an emoji spammer, so it's just kind of nice to ignore that. I usually don't, you know, take it to heart. If you could say more to him, it would be a lot more fun. Like if I could troll him back with like a comment as opposed to just another emoji, it'd be a lot better. So I was able to get hole 2. It makes for a good start, especially with as easy as 3 is. You know, I can give it at least a good run on this next hole as well. So let's see if I can jump into this hole. It's probably my favorite par 3 on this setup is this hole. I'm going to switch to a navigator because I do not need that ball. I'm going to do it with 1 backspin and 2 side spin. And I'm going to use this slope. So I'm going to try to estimate what kind of speed I need to come in. And then you see I'll try to figure out that hill a little bit. That looks pretty good to me. I know the way that it's coming in there. I feel pretty good about where I have it hop in terms of hops. And I'll do probably a ring and a half here, give or take, for my aim. Perfect ball. It's at least going to give me a chance to get this one. Let's see if I got everything lined up right. Oh, man, just throwing away strokes here. Just high. So if it would have came in a little bit slower, it would have been fine. Sometimes if it takes that hill a little bit higher too, and then stops right behind there, it feeds into the hole. So maybe even a little left. I could have also had that if I would have shanked that left, for example. It might have went in because it would have came in. It would have used more of the slope. But you see, that close to getting this hole. I'll try to get it next time. With my Tour 10 Saturn or Backbone, I have this hole pretty dialed in. It's a little bit harder with not having the ball trail, etc. But as you can see, very makeable still. It just kind of slow rolls in there. It either goes in or it just misses when I hit a perfect ball. So definitely a good way to play it that I highly recommend. If you can hit a similar shot on that, almost nobody plays it that way too, which is, I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious because the shots the guys will be trying to hit are like more stop shots, and sometimes they'll get weird bounces off the front of the green. The way mine bounces and just takes the slope is consistent every time. It does it every time. It always rolls like that. So it's the most consistent way to play that hole. So in terms of this hole, I like to point it out just a little bit. Use this slope. So you'll see I'm pointing it just a little bit. And then I'll do about 3 rings here. More or less. Hit a great ball, but it's okay to miss left. So that might not cost me. See, because it usually bounces back to the right on this hole. That's the thing about this hole. It's like I miss left, but it still hops right. It's just kind of a funny glitch that it's just kind of a glitchy fairway. And that's why I don't usually like playing the shot this way on this hole. Because I just find it to be inconsistent, that the way that it hits that fairway. So that guy had a good line, but it just came in a bit too hot. Let's see if he held on. I think he did. Not too worried about that. Don't really care about you know, winning all these matches. In fact, to be honest with you, I'd much rather just forfeit out of 9 tiebreakers on 9 holes and get through the round 15 minutes faster. Like, that's more appealing to me. So So for this hole, I like to bend it around the corner, kind of like how he did. It's a little aggressive, that approach, but I really like it. I'm trying to think of what I did the other day. I was kind of in between clubs, so I kind of want to avoid that. I'm trying to think of how I did it, that I was in between clubs. I really don't remember, to be honest with you. So I'm going to do this a little bit more aggressive, because I actually really like this approach. So, you see me just add just a touch of power. I think I accounted for that to miss 1 bar to the right. Oh, nope, I didn't. Oh, wow. Wow, that was really dumb. So here's the problem with the aggressive. I thought I accounted for 1 ring of miss, but I didn't. So, I am downwind on the next one, but it's going to make that really long. I'm not sure I can get there, to be honest with you. The more I upgrade my Nirvana, I will be able to. And you know, that's an okay miss. But as early in as the game I am, and I think I'm on a Nirvana too, this is going to push my limits on my club. This might actually cost me a stroke. So it's not the smartest thing to do what I just did. Plus, not to mention, the other day in my qualifying, I lipped this one out. So it's like, if I have the potential to make this for Albatross, surely you don't want to, and as you can see, I don't think I can get there. And I was able to hit perfect. I'm not too worried, but I am a little concerned. I think I'll still make this, you know, at least 8 out of 10 times. I'm not too worried from there. But not the ideal way to play this. So I guess I'll be a little bit more conservative, and I will account for that 1 ring of left next time, be a little bit less aggressive. Let's just hope that this didn't cost me a stroke, which I'm almost certain it didn't anyway, but you never know. So this is a pretty easy pitch. I like doing it with just a touch backspin, just to make sure that it comes in soft. And then in terms of rings, I'm more towards like half club, so I really don't need to move a lot, maybe 2 rings. And you're seeing that's only moving it to the left, to the lip of the cup, so I'm not really breaking it that much. Of course, perfect ball, and you see it just goes right into the center of the pin. So no harm other than the fact that it took away my Albatross opportunity. So one of the things to focus on there is, if you make a mistake, being able to recover from it is important. And here's what's going to annoy me if I get this time. That's just going to be frustrating. But this video just kind of goes to show you guys how good this shot actually is, because I'm sure you're going to see me do it again and it's going to be very, very close yet again. So this is definitely the shot to go. Again, I'm going to go just a shade over a ring here. Utilize the slope. Perfect ball. And it's just coming in too short, so it didn't quite have the speed that time. But you'll see it'll come in, and you know, it kind of has two things that kind of happen. It either takes a slope like that, or it usually funnels in the cup. That one that I missed right on the top edge there was a little bad break. And like I said, though, it's a little bit harder with these early clubs to actually, you know, get it exactly where you need it. It can be a little tricky. Plus, I might have been a little light on my how much I moved it. So it might have been, you know, especially since I was aiming more up the slope, it might have been good to go like 1.5 there rings for that wind. So, you know, it might have been my own fault for actually having that go in low like that, more so than the shot. So, but you see, it just ends up a yard anyway, no big deal. On this one, I have been switching to sniper. I think in my other video you saw me play this with Guardian. That is kind of my preferred way, but I'm trying to play this just a tad bit different and try to get this with a sniper. So let's see here. I'm going to try to counter this wind a bit, do it with a bar or two. I'm going to try to play this slope a little bit as well. So you're seeing it come in and take the slope, and then aside from that, I'm going to do basically very close to 5 rings here to kind of adjust for that so right around 5 rings to basically account for the and I pulled it left. I don't know if that's gonna hurt me. Sometimes it comes up the slope. Yeah, it ends up taking the slope. But the way that this fairway hops, sometimes you'll hit it left and then it'll just hit just right and go down right at the hole anyway. It's just a really, you never know. Sometimes you know you hit perfect ball and then it bounces funny and then isn't even where you thought it was gonna be. Like it won't actually go the way that the shot trail showed you. But then other times it will. So that's why I like that Guardian shot that I showed you guys. It's just a little bit harder to execute, and it takes a lot of practice. So I didn't even realize, but I used a katana on this one. Didn't even need it. Usually I'm a little bit more conscientious, especially early on. So I have like no balls. So to waste a katana here, I probably shouldn't have. I wouldn't recommend a normal ball, but like a Marlin would have been fine. I could have used a Marlin here. So I'll try to remember that for next time, but I can be really bad about remembering to do stuff like that, so it might not matter. I might not remember. So let's see if this guy can pop this one up in there. He just missed. Okay, so next is what? Hole 6? I don't know what that is. Let me take a look. Par 3. Oh, back-to-back par 3s. Ooh, I tried to back out, but I don't think I needed to. The only reason I was trying to back out is because I didn't know if I wanted to play it with this bag set up. I think I should be okay. What I usually do here, I add just a touch of backspin. I even like just a tiny bit of right. And you see, I want it to come in kind of here. So what you'll see me do, I'll just pull it back a tiny bit. I don't think you need to pull it back much here. I haven't been doing anything too fancy here, just trying to use the slope and hope that it comes down perfect speed. It's just coming in a little slow. This is a tricky hole. Of course, you've seen the Guardian shot that I think I played in qualifier. I recommend that shot too. But there's nothing wrong with trying to just, gauge the speed and get that to go in. I prefer that Guardian shot on tiebreakers for sure, because it needs to go in. Like on this setup like this, it doesn't matter if I hit it close. It's more important that I can get it to hit the pin. If it runs by 6 yards, who cares? You just make the putt. So that's why, I have no problem going for this shot like this, the way that you're seeing me do it here. And hopefully on the back nine, I'll make just a minor adjustment, hit it a little bit harder, very similar shot, and see how it goes. So let's see what par 3 they give us this time. No, once again, it's alright. This is kind of ingraining this in my memory as to what I need to do. I'm really good at this with my Tour 10 clubs. A little bit more inconsistent, apparently, with this stuff. He's kind of using the slope a little bit, landing it a little bit longer than I do. So this is going to come in and run past a little bit hotter. But his method's good. It's the same thing here. You're going to see me try to land it somewhere in this neighborhood. I'll try to gauge it with over here. With this, a 5, I'm going to need to go at least 2 rings here, for sure. Probably a little bit more. Of course, I had a great ball. I don't think the great ball is not going to end. It might. See, the great ball doesn't necessarily screw you here, because you see it still takes the slope. 2.4. See, it just left me a little bit farther. I think he might have even beat me. Yep. Let me go ahead and switch out here. This drive is very sensitive, so you're going to see me switch to rock here. Just for this drive, and then you're going to see me, hopefully I remember, to do mile on 8. So mile on 8, I should be able to drive it. And then with this one, hopefully with rock. So maybe I can put on a navigator here, still give myself some good wind. I should have some margin of error here. That's part of the reason for switching here. You see anything up here with thorn should be good. You should be taking advantage of this hole and should be giving this, as easy as this hole's been playing, you should at least, hopefully, you know, hit your perfect ball and be burning the edge on this. Like it should be right off the lip of the cup or closer every time. So I'm going to do it very similar to how you saw me do it last time, which was more like 2 backspin-ish. Because I don't like rolling this one up the slope as much. You'll probably see me do about 2 bars of backspin here. And then just try to get it to just trickle into the hole. So you'll see that third hop probably right in front of the hole is the way that I'm going to do this. So aside from that, I'm going to have to figure out, okay, so I'm right on the short end of thorn, which it's beautiful. That's exactly how you want it. It means you have to play less wind. So you see I'm doing 2 rings, and you see where I'm putting the third hop. And I'm not even going to need to go a ring here. That's how little this wind plays, which is awesome. So you're going to see me just move it ever so slightly. Release. And hopefully I got this sucker. And there it is. That's how little you have to play wind. So concentrating on perfect ball obviously is the utmost important. So you're seeing I'm hitting perfect ball and I'm making a shot. So it's like the difference between perfect ball and not perfect ball, one stroke right there. So it just kind of shows you how important it is, especially, you know, in a setup like this where it's super easy. I mean, you saw how little I moved for that wind. And this guy also got it. So we both got this hole. Easy hole. Again, I really don't care about the tiebreaker. The only reason I'm even going to probably even set up for this shot is just to try to basically hone in my speed a little bit better. I want to see if I can make just a minor correction here and just kind of see what that does for my ball. And you see this wind is actually very similar to the tournament wind, just not quite pointing down. I'm going to see if I can get this speed down, and hopefully, I mean, it'd be kind of annoying to get it here and then not get the hole-in-one for it, the stat for it, but it'd be nice to see if I can, you know, hone in a little bit. I like doing it like kind of 1-and-1 a little bit. Then I'll put it like right in here somewhere. Again, with the four rings here, 4 mile per hour, it should be maybe just a shade under 2 rings. That's what I'm going to try to do. Perfect ball. That's not coming in hot enough. I like bringing it in with a little bit of backspin, So you know what's different? I think my ball's different. I did it with a Marlin. So that sets up the power different. Gotta keep that in mind. Gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so I did remember to go out, check my bag, put on extra mile. Extra mile is enough to get there, should be enough to get there even with the katana. So you're going to see me go aggressive on this hole with a mile and hopefully get this eagle. I had no idea that was even there. All right. So the way I do it is with side spin. And you see I'll play this kind of off the white of my bullseye to really get this going around the corner. And you can really get around there towards the tree. So you'll see I'll really bend that corner there. And you see it's still plenty of room. You know, katana might not be enough. Oh, geez. I'll remember that. I thought it was going to be downwind enough to get there. It's not the end of the world being where I am. So, you know, with this shot, I won't even really play the wind. I'll try to get dialed in to where it's, you know, kind of maybe right on the right edge of the cup there. You don't need to do too much here. Perfect ball. Perfect. So I'll try to remember to use a Titan next time. I don't want that to come up short and have to make that pitch every time. Granted, it's an easy pitch, but you know, anything could go wrong. It could hit a glitchy spot on the green. It's just not worth the risk. Again, you're going to see me switch back here. I like Thor's just for that extra accuracy boost. Don't really need a lot of distance on this tour. So the way I did this the other day, I kind of bent that corner, really got it down there. I liked it. I liked getting this to a long iron, to be honest with you. So I might just go for it here and actually try to get around that corner again. So that's exactly how I like playing it, aside from him not stopping it. So I'm going to play mine a little shorter, but very similar approach. It'd be a little dangerous to win this, just in the sense that you could hit the tree and then make getting your eagle a little challenging. You got to be a little cautious here. As you can see, that I'm gonna try to do intentionally is be a little cautious. And what I'm hoping is that I can get it to long iron territory. And I lipped this out on my qualifier. I think it's just a little bit easier shot with long iron as opposed to sniper. And that's why you're seeing me get a little bit more aggressive. Otherwise, you can just hit more of a normal shot. Don't add power. Since it's downwind, you can go over that bunker. And just don't try to do the curl or anything. You can just play it safe out there to the left and use your sniper. It's a safer shot. It just kind of, I think it reduces your chance of this eagle. That's the only downside. So here you're seeing me. What I like to do is about 3 bars. And then I also like to figure out, like, am I in the long? Yeah, so I'm right towards the long end of the club here. With 3 bars of backspin, I usually leave at least maybe like 3-ish bars of, like, if you're counting green grids, maybe about 3 green grids. So somewhere in there, and I'm more towards the long end of this club, which likes to play a little bit more towards 2 per ring. So you might see me do not quite 2 rings, but maybe a ring and a half. I got my perfect ball. Coming in pretty nice. And I was able to get it. So you see, risk and reward. You're seeing me get the albatross because I put it in position to make it a lot easier. Hitting it where I did was kind of a good spot to go for it. And the only thing sucks about the round that I have going for me is it's not a scoring round. So if I can't put up like a 15 or a 16 on Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be a little frustrating. But I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this round, but I'm going to split it up into 2 videos. So look for part 2.